What's up, everybody? It is Vaughn with Vaughn's Vault, and I am here to do some more belt reviews. So it is actually 4 belts that I'm going to be reviewing today. It's going to be broken into 4 different videos. 3 that I had made. One is a belt from WWE Shop, and just you know. Collection is growing and I'm excited. I'm excited, the different partnerships that I've made with people and, different things like that. And so looking to continue to move forward with my collection and I think I've met a lot of great people in the hobby. And so just overall excited, So without further ado, let's get into the first one. The next belt that I am reviewing today is the United States Championship. Now this thing, first, this belt was made by Rehman Championship Belts as well. And so I got 3 belts by Rehman Championship Belts, and of the 3 belts, the leather on this thing is outstanding. It is just crazy, like how floppy this leather is. How good it is. It's like, honestly, like this thing feels really good in your hand. Honestly, like the leather is great. Screws are covered on the back. Can't see a slight curve there. It is 4mm plates as well. Does not have a nameplate. He's actually sending me a nameplate. He's sending me an MVP nameplate. I think that I would be doing this belt a disservice if I did not get MVP on it. You can feel how you feel, or you can think what you think, but that's just my opinion. Now this belt in particular, I know I just reviewed the TNA World Championship, the ECW Championship. This belt in particular is one belt that I did see some small minor, details, not details that were off, but some little things that were off about the belt, about like the paint and different things like that. So we'll get into that. We'll take a closer look. But nevertheless, for me, the belt is wonderful, even with the small things that are wrong with it. There are some people who might think otherwise or whatever the case may be. Nevertheless, I have seen his work and I am 1000% confident in his ability to make quality products. I think that the few things that I'll show you here are just small little minor details that whatever the case may be. But for me and what I got going on, it is sitting here on my collection back here, and it looks great, feels great. I'll take it to some shows, and I think it's a great belt. So without further ado, let's get into looking at every single little detail of this belt, and let's see what y'all think about it. All right, the United States Championship. Let's get into it. So to start off, take a look at the leather here, the tooling. Like I said, I think that the leather on this belt is outstanding. It feels great. It is very, 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 very floppy. Honestly, this is probably one of the best leathered belts that I have. And I think I have about, of my collection, probably about 70% of them are on real leather. I do have, I think, maybe like 3 or 4 belts that are WWE Shop belts that are not on real leather. But anyway, let's look at the plates. Let's look at the detail. This is an honest review, so I am just being honest and I'm showing you what I saw. However, I think that the belt is great. I think that the quality is great. Do I think that there are some things about this belt in particular that could have been better? I do. But please do not use this and think that this is an accurate reflection of the kind of quality or the kind of work that Rehman Championship Belts can do, because I mean, as you've seen from, or as you can see, if you go watch the other 2 videos that I've made of belts that he made, you will see that the work is outstanding. So without further ado, let's look at the plates. Let's get into it. So first, looking at this plate here, everything looks good. The detail on it is good. I don't know if you can tell, but the Statue of Liberty is slightly raised. Here, if we look here at this plate here, kind of the same thing where the blue kind of dips in there. And then we'll kind of get into the main plate here. So first thing, and it is fingerprints all over it. That is because I am handling it doing this review. Anyway, first thing that I noticed that was off about the center plate, I saw this blue marking down here. And truth be told, you know, I mean, if you're up close, you see it. If you're further away, you don't. On my shelf, you don't see it. So I don't have a problem with it. I did see there is a little mark right there as well. However, as for everything else looks pretty good. That was the main thing that I saw. There is one other thing that I'll point out here in just a second. Looking at this plate right here, I did see where there's a little bit of white paint there on the star that kind of got on the gold there. So just like the little small details there. Then on this plate, I think that the detail at the end of wrestling, right there where it says property of World Wrestling, could have been better. But that is a very small detail. Again, this is just my honest review. To me, it is perfectly fine because it is going to be right here on my shelf, and it is going to look just great there. Like I said, it does feel really great. Believe it or not, it's probably like, it's probably like top, if I had to have like a top 5 belts out of my collection, this would be one of them. I love how it feels. It is great. I think it's good. I think it's really good. And so, like I said, it will be a belt that I take to shows and stuff like that because, you know, I think that, you know, the weight is good. Sometimes it's a little hard carrying, you know, the heavier belts and the larger belts. So I think that it is great for, you know, what it is. And I actually really love this belt. I could have been, you know, really picky and, you know, wrote him about that, you know, and do I think that he would have, you know, fixed that? Absolutely. I think he would have made it right, but I don't even need him to do that because to me it is just fine. So, you know, I will leave his information here. Like I said, please do look at the other videos that I made of Rehman Championship Belts. And there are some other videos of Rehman's work out there, and I think his work is outstanding. So please do take a look at that. I will leave his information here on this video if you want to contact him about this belt or any other belt. But outside of that, I will see y'all on the next video. Thank you.